Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. Hope you're all doing great, and welcome to this new video right here on altcoins. The alt season update is what I call this, but obviously we are not in an alt season. This is the others chart, and I can show you what an alt season looks like if we go back. Well, I would actually say that November until December last year was somewhat of an alt season, but if we go all the way back to October 2023. I think that was an alt season, and this is a real alt season, all right, where the entire others market cap, so the total altcoin market cap went up 221%. So they did more than a 3x, with some coins doing much more in between. So this is not an alt season, but this is very much an update on altcoins and if we can potentially get an alt season. Now, the short answer to that is most likely not, all right? In crypto, everything is possible and things can change. I mean, if China all of a sudden legalizes crypto, that is going to change the dynamics of the market, right? And then we can have an alt season. That's unlikely to happen. And right now we're entering summer as well, which is normally quite quiet. But still, there are some interesting things that you need to know about altcoins. So that's what we'll talk about at this moment. First of all, some general things you need to know about the markets is that today it's 4th of July. So that means that the general financial markets, at least in the United States, are closed. So that means that liquidity will drop down. That means that volatility for some coins will increase, and for other coins, they will just completely die down over the next 3 days. And then they'll be very volatile when new volume streams in and the liquidity is still a little bit lower over the course of the beginning of next week. But all right, we'll see about that, and that's for later. First of all, let's take a look at the state of altcoins. Now, first of all, this morning, and extremely correlated to Bitcoin, as you can see right here. So that is something I think that's good to be aware of. This is most likely going to stay this way over the course of this weekend. With some coins most likely going to deviate from Bitcoin. But I grabbed my trustworthy alt chart where I can see all the categories and how well they're performing. And what you can see there, if I'm able to zoom in relatively quickly, is that Bitcoin is the strongest, and there's no category, which you can see right here, there's no category that is outperforming. I mean, yeah, lending is outperforming, but that's probably because of one coin that's in that that's in there that's pushing everything up, which I don't really think that's the way to do it. But all right, so that is so that's general altcoins right now. Now, overall, altcoins look pretty fine. We have been able, with the others chart, to reclaim some stability. You can see right now we are trading on top of the value area low. We've been respecting that around $225 billion. What I said in my last altcoin video is that we had a lot of resistance levels coming up right there. So again, this is the others chart, right? So this is the total market cap for altcoins. So the total crypto market cap excluding the top 10. And this looks like pretty decent price action. I mean, we had a bit of a pullback since yesterday afternoon, but that was also normal after the momentum that we had on Wednesday. And I think ultimately we are respecting the areas, the main support levels that we should respect for stability fairly well. So for now, I think it's most likely that altcoins will hold some stability. And I would also say that it's quite likely that part of that stability is also moving into the point of control, which is trading a little bit higher. And I think that there's a chance to facilitate some sort of balance a little bit higher, like we also were doing earlier in June. Right here towards $245 billion, $255 billion, and that therefore altcoins, overall, and obviously some altcoins will outperform, some will underperform, but I think it's most likely at this point of time, given the current fundamentals and what we see, that altcoins in general will remain relatively stable. So that is in general. Again, some will absolutely crash and some will rally, but in general, I think they'll remain stable. And this is also the case for the major coins like Stellar, Link, Ethereum, even though those are not the altcoins included in this, but still it matters for them. So I think we'll see some stability, and I think we can also have a slight bullish bias over the course of the summer, as long as the fundamentals stay relatively sane, right? If we get a massive escalation with trade deals, with trade war, whatever war, real war in the world, we'll drop down, all right? And we'll drop down lower, and probably not lower than the lows we made the 22nd of June, but it depends on the severity of the fundamentals. That's what I think you need to know about altcoins. Hopefully it helps. I make these videos at least once a week, so if you're interested in that, consider subscribing. For now, have a great Independence Day, have a great weekend in advance, and I'll see you all in my next videos. Bye.